Hey everybody, I just thought I would show you our favorite gear for 2024 since we're at the end of the year. We don't change out our gear that often. We like to test gear, but we don't have an unlimited budget. My goal is always to search for that perfect piece of gear, and if I don't think that a piece of gear is going to be better than what I have, I won't buy it. Just a heads up, we're not sponsored by anyone in this video, and all of the gear in this video is gear that we bought at just a regular sale price. So all of our reviews and our favorite gear is totally unbiased. This is a video of our favorite gear. It doesn't mean it's the absolute best gear out there. I'm sure there's gear that we didn't get to buy and we didn't get to test, but for us, from what we tested this year, these are our favorites. The gear I'm going to talk about in this video is just our favorite backpacking and hiking gear. So let's start off with backpacks so that I can get them out of my way and off my floor. So my favorite mid-range, mid-size backpack is this Atom Packs Mo. It's a little bit smaller than my Hyperlite that I'm going to show you next. It says it's a 50 liter, but I believe the interior is actually 45 liters. And then the pockets just add whatever else. I do really like this pack, and this is usually the one that I go to if I'm going for a multi-day trip without my kids, so I'm just carrying my own gear and my own food.
Okay.
You can narrate while you're taking the video.
Hi people and welcome. Today I'm showing my dad to putting his backpack on.
My favorite large pack that I take when I'm going on multi-day trips with the kids and I'm carrying their food as well as mine is the Unbound 55. I could take this pack on a 10-day trip and I'd have enough room in it. This pack is quite large. It's 55 liters on the inside and it's super comfy. I even used this without a hip belt on the West Coast Trail for 7 days. I accidentally left my hip belt at home and it was still comfortable. My favorite backpack for fast packing and for 1 or 2 nights is the Hyperlite Aero. Absolutely love this pack. It's got the vest chest straps. One thing I love about these is the water bottle pockets are quite large, not small like a bunch of the other backpacks out there. I find this super comfortable, and with the bottom pocket and all the rest of the pockets that it has, it keeps me moving without having to stop. This is my favorite pack for 2 to 3 day trips without my kiddos when I'm only carrying my own food. This is the Hyperlite Waypoint. It's fully framed and it is a 35 liter pack. That's just the interior volume, and then the rest of the volume on the outside, all the pocket is extra. My favorite thing about this pack is the really wide, really cushy chest straps. My husband's favorite multi-day pack this year is the Granite Gear Crown, and this is the one that he used on the West Coast Trail. He absolutely loves this pack and was super comfy for him on the West Coast Trail for 7 days. This is a fully framed pack and it's got nice cushy chest straps and it's got some venting in the back here. This is also what I would consider our favorite budget backpack, because this one, I think we got it on sale for about $120 Canadian. It carries heavy loads really well. My husband had about 45 pounds in this pack on the West Coast Trail. My husband's favorite smaller pack that he takes on overnights, like 1 night out, maybe 2, and his favorite day pack is the Durston Wapta. I actually bought this thing for me and it's too long for me. Right here at the top of the straps was actually rubbing in my neck because it was a little bit too high on my back. And this is actually the small medium size. He's usually a medium large in backpacks, so you can tell how much bigger this Wapta is than other packs. I'm hoping that they're going to come out with a smaller version of this so that I can pick one up as well. It's incredibly light, has really nice chest straps, and is made of the Alula material, which is the new up and coming replacement for Dyneema and Ultra and whatnot. It's very expensive, but incredibly light and incredibly durable. This is the Kakwa 55. This is my husband's new pack, replacement for the Granite Gear pack. He's had his Granite Gear for a long time. He loves it, but this is going to be the one that he tries this year. This is not on our favorites list yet because he hasn't tried this yet. It's brand new. Our favorite sleeping pad is the Nemo Tensor Insulated pad. We find it quite comfortable, even in the spring and the fall. In the spring and the fall, we also add our favorite little foam pad, which is the Gossamer Gear 1/8 inch foam pad. This one here has been cut down to just use as a bum pad, which is also my favorite bum pad, by the way. We have 4 of these that are full length, 1 for each of our family members. This is our favorite budget pad. This is the Mountain Equipment Co-op VECT Air LT. This one is about $100 less than the Tensor Insulated. It's just as warm. It's a little bit thinner, very comfortable, and not a whole lot heavier than the Tensor Insulated. And we use the pump sack. This is the pump sack here to put our kids' clothes in because they're waterproof, so they're dual purpose. We bring a tiny pump with us, but if something happens to the pump, we've still got the stuff sacks. Kids, when they're younger, usually like to be in a tent with the rest of their family members, so it's good to have a big family tent. This one here is the Big AGNES Copper Spur 4-person, and this is our favorite tent for our whole family. We can get 4 people in here. I think you could probably get a 5th at your feet, where we usually keep all of our backpacks. When I was doing research for this tent, it was the lightest 4-person family tent on the market. I believe it still is. There could be something else out there that I'm not aware of. If there is, let me know in the comments. But this has come on many trips with us, and it is our favorite family-sized tent. Because our kids are getting a little bit older, and because we do some trips on our own, my husband and I, without the kids, we also have the X-Mid Pro by Durston Gear, and we just purchased the X-Mid Pro Plus. I can't comment on how good this tent is because we actually haven't even taken it out of the package yet. We do plan on taking 2 tents sometimes when we've got all 4 of us, because taking 2 of these tents is actually lighter than taking and splitting up one of the Big AGNES Copper Spurs. This Durston X-Mid Pro we've used a lot, and this is our favorite 2-person or even 1-person tent. We have dogs, so we can't just take a 1-person tent. We have to have a 2-person tent anyway. So this is our favorite 1- and 2-person tent so far. Our favorite tarp shelter is the Hyperlite Mountain Gear, and this has saved us many times trying to get the kids out of their wet gear into dry gear while the tent's going up. This is super easy to put up. I've got it in a snake skin, so you can see here, and I always carry some extra tie-outs just in case we need them. And this is so light, it's Dyneema. I take it with me even when we're hiking, just in case. So we don't really have a favorite sleeping bag because we don't use sleeping bags very often unless it's like -30. And we do have -30 bags, which we have not used in years and years, so I won't talk about them today. Our favorite quilts for summer and fall and spring are, this is our favorite quilt that we would recommend for kids, which is a little bit more budget. You can get these on sale often. This is the Sierra Designs Nitro Quilt 20 degrees, so it goes up to about -6. And we love this quilt because it has a little face hole where you can pull your quilt up and put your face through it. And we use this for our son, and he absolutely loves it. He loves how cozy it is when he can put his face underneath his quilt with the little hole so he doesn't get condensation in the quilt. Our favorite non-budget quilt is the UGQ Bandit, and we have 4 of these. This is the 20-degree quilt here. This is down. I've also got the 10-degree quilt for spring and summer because I get really cold. 10 degree is like -12 Celsius, and a 20 degree is like -6. These are incredibly light. They feel really soft and cozy, and they're very, very warm for their weight. They're also quite expensive. They're custom, so you can pick your colors and pick your material. You can get heavier weight material or lighter weight material. You can pick the down. You can get like 850 down or 800 fill down or 900 fill down. I think there's even a 950 fill down. But the higher the number in down, the lighter your quilt probably will be. You can do all sorts of different things with the foot box. Like you can have a zip up foot box or a non-zip up foot box or a totally open foot box or an extra insulated foot box with no zip, all sorts of things. So you get what you pay for with this quilt, and we absolutely love them. Our favorite tent stake are actually the Big AGNES tent stakes, but I don't think you can buy these separate by themselves. You have to actually buy a tent. So our second favorite tent stakes are the MSR mini groundhogs. These don't seem to be quite as strong as the Big AGNES tent stakes. I think we have broken more of these than the Big AGNES, but they'll do. Compared to a lot of other tent stakes we've used, we have broken less of these than others. So we do like them. We've also got some of the big ones for softer ground and for winter. I think they're just called the regular groundhogs, and these are called the mini groundhogs. Our favorite tent stake sack is the Dyneema tent stake sacks from Hilltop Packs. This is a really thick Dyneema. They come in all sorts of fun prints. Really like it because it's really durable. We've had this for a long time and we've never had a tent stake go through it. Cooking gear. I just bought myself another BRS 3000T. You can see I'm just taking it out of the package here because my other one was a little crooked. I've used it so much. This is my absolute favorite stove when I go by myself. It's not the perfect in the wind, but you can always put rocks in front of it to keep the wind out. This is titanium and has never let me down. Very reliable. You can see that it comes with a nice bright bag, so you can find it in your food bag easily. So that's just a bonus there. Our favorite stove that we take out when we've got the whole family and we need to boil a bigger pot of water is the SOTO Windmaster Tri-Flex. I have the other piece that has the 4 different arms off of it, but it's a little bit heavier. So I got the Tri-Flex here and it makes it quite light. This stove is very good in the wind and very light for what you get, and is very efficient and has never let us down. I have done a video comparing the stoves and their fuel efficiency. I will link that video either at the end or down in the comments. Our very favorite sporks and spoons are the Tito titanium ones that you can get off of Amazon. They are super reasonably priced and they come in all different colors. They come in pink and rainbow and yellow and blue, and it just adds a little bit of fun to camping. We love them. Our favorite food bag and rock bag is from Zpacks. We love this food bag here because it's actually got Velcro on the top, and the Velcro just keeps the bag closed nice and tight and keeps the rain out a little bit better. Keeps the bag shut better, and it's Dyneema, super light. We just got the Ursack Allmighty as well, and we actually quite enjoy that. It's the Grizly one. We have used it a few times and we quite like it as well. So far, it's our favorite bear-proof food bag, but we usually put one of these Dyneema sacks inside just to keep it waterproof because the Ursacks are not waterproof. This is our favorite carabiner for hanging our food. This is the lightest climbing carabiner that I could find. We needed a larger carabiner than what is on these sacks here because we also have to hang our dog's backpacks because our dog food is inside the dog backpacks. So we need something quite a bit bigger. This is a black diamond carabiner. Our favorite budget mugs for our kids are the Boundless Voyage titanium mugs, and they do fit one bag of Ichiban, which is super important in my family. Everybody likes their Ichiban. My favorite mug is my Snowpeak 450 titanium. I mean, what's not to love about this mug? It's got really sturdy handles. You can get a rubber lid for it. I've got the lid. I've never used the rubber lid. I thought I would, but I don't use it. The problem with this mug is it doesn't fit inside of my pot that I bring with me. When I am going solo, my favorite mug is the Toaks titanium 375 ml mug because it fits inside my favorite pot for when I'm by myself. This is my favorite pot holder, by the way. I'll have to put the company down below because I don't remember what their name is, but you can see that it's an insulating pot holder. I got it from a company in the UK. This is my favorite solo pot. This is the Toaks Titanium Light 550 ml. This boils just enough water for me, and if I know I'm not going to be in too much of a hurry, I will boil water in this, pour it into my food, and then I will boil some more water in this and use this as my mug and just not bring a mug at all. This mug does fit inside it. And my little stove can just fit in the top here. And this does fit one small fuel canister if you want to inside as well. My husband's favorite mug is the Toaks 450 ml mug, and we do have a Dyneema sack for it. It's a little bit tight for this mug, so I wouldn't say that this is my favorite bag. Our favorite frying pan, if we're gonna do a fish fry, is the Boundless Voyage non-stick titanium frying pan. There it is, love it, very light. Our favorite family size pot is the ultralight titanium Evernew, and the tallest marking in here is 1,000 mils, but the pot goes up higher than that, probably about 300 mils more than that. And you can see how large that is. This one works really well for us as a family. We actually bring 2 big pots, and our favorite stuffed sack for this pot is a Zpacks stuffed sack that we got. I believe they made it for this pot. This pot fits this medium size of fuel canister, and beside it, it fits a stove like the BRS stove. Our favorite way to light our stoves is this MSR Piezo lighter. It just has a little clicker on the end, and a little spark comes on the end. We carry a couple regular Bic lighters with us as well for emergency, but these work really well to light the stoves. Our favorite cleanup rag is just these little rags we found on Amazon. I'll put the name of them below. We just cut them into a little bit wider than the bottom of our pot. That way we can just put them underneath our fuel, and our fuel can doesn't bang on the bottom of the pot. For footwear, my favorite hiking footwear this year were the Arc'teryx Kopec lows. I don't like the high ones. I did do a video about the high ones versus the low ones. I really like these. These don't give me a blister at all. They're quite comfortable. Everybody's favorite Ultra Lone Peaks are okay, but they're a little bit wide for me. So I'm still experimenting with shoes, but these seem to be the best so far. My favorite spikes, if there's a little bit of ice or snow, are these Life Sports Gear spikes. I believe these are called the Sport. They have spikes on the bottom that are about half the size of other spikes, so these are actually a lot lighter, and they seem to work just as well as something with a larger spike on it. Obviously, these are not a replacement for crampons, but these are really great for snow and ice conditions on trail. My favorite chair so far is the Chair Zero by Helinox. I've got it in a Dyneema bag here just to keep it dry. I believe this is still the lightest chair on the market, and for me, it's still the most comfortable chair. I do have the new Nemo chair that's really light, and I didn't find it comfortable at all. Our favorite ultralight umbrella is the 6 Moon Designs Silver Shadow Mini. As you can see, it's really compact and it's quite lightweight. It is a little bit hard to get back inside its case. So I don't generally bring the case with me, but my husband still likes it. Our favorite poop trowel is the Boggler poop trowel. I think it's only 1.5 ounces or 2 ounces. Super light, but it doesn't have sharp edges here that hurt your hand when you're trying to cut through roots. And it's got some edges that you can still cut through roots. It doesn't do as good of a job cutting through roots as the Vargo, but it's like half the weight. So for me, that's worth it. Our favorite booties are these Montane booties. They have a bit of a sole, so you can wear them around camp if you have to get out of your tent to go to the washroom. And they are not down, they're synthetic. So when they get a little damp, they're still quite warm. And these are the lightest ones I could find that still had a bottom on them. I have 2 sets of favorite hiking poles. My favorite non-S collapsible hiking poles are these Zpacks poles. I actually did break 2 of these this year on the West Coast Trail. The West Coast Trail is hard on everything. I don't really think it was the pole's fault. These lasted for about 3 years for me before I broke them, so I'm totally happy with that. They owed me nothing, and I ordered a second pair this year. These are my favorite folding poles. These are the Black Diamond Distance FLZ poles. You get them in your height, and these are incredibly light. I have had these for quite a few years now. I am finding that the wrist loops are getting a little bit frayed and starting to cause me a bit of a blister, so I'm probably gonna have to replace these. But these have been really excellent poles for me and incredibly durable and comfortable. My favorite hiking pants are the Arc'teryx Allroy pants. They're really, really light and durable. I wore a pair of the Arc'teryx running pants hiking one time and tore them wide open. I believe these are the lightest soft shell pant that they have, and they're incredibly comfortable. I've had these for a few years now, and there's no holes or tears at all in them. My favorite insulated pants so far are the Eddie Bauer 650 down pants. These are really, really warm and really lightweight, and you can find these on sale for a really good deal. Eddie Bauer usually blows out of all of their stuff for 40 and 50% off at least twice a year. My favorite small food bag that has a zipper on it is by Packback Designs. I got this from Gossamer Gear. Absolutely love this because it's got a big loop that I can use for a bear hang, and it's got a waterproof zipper. This is perfect for me for either my snacks for a really long 5 to 7 day trip, or it's great for my food for a solo trip that's a couple of days. Our favorite water bottles for our kids are the Salomon Outlife water bottles. They are lightweight, but they're also a lot thicker material than Salomon's regular soft flasks. My kid have broken about 3 of the regular soft flasks already, so these are perfect for them. This is my favorite water bottle. This is a Hydro Pack 750 milliliter soft flask. This one is larger, perfect for me. My favorite lids for both bottles are these Salomon lids that have a flip cap. It just keeps the mouthpiece nice and clean, because as you know, when you're backpacking, nothing stays clean for long. My favorite filter bottle is this Katadyn Be Free bottle. I find that this squeezes down really nice to use filters with, any kind of filter. I do not like the Be Free filter. I've had, I think, 3 of them already, and they've clogged up really quickly to the point where I can't even unclog them. So I'm not keen on the filters, but I really like the bags. Our favorite filters for many years running are these Salomon filters. These are the standard 42 millimeter screw-on cap, so they fit the Katadyn Be Frees as well as all the Hydro Pack bottles. Our second favorite filter is this new Hydro Pack filter. I believe Hydro Pack makes the Salomon filters, so these are very similar. This one does have a little lid, which is kind of handy, and so far this hasn't clogged up on us, so it's been really great. We also have a favorite 3-liter Hydro Pack soft flask that we use for carrying large amounts of water when we're with the kids. I'll show some video of that here, but it's actually lighter weight than the CNOC bags, and I find that the CNOC bags leak. I've got 2 or 3 CNOC bags, and all of them started to leak on me. One of them was leaking straight from the factory. My favorite and new poop bag is this one from Hilltop Pack. It's got a nice little poop emoji on it, and it's got a great zipper, and this zipper is a waterproof zipper. And it's really long. It's long enough to keep my trowel in it. I found that my roll down one just wasn't long enough for the trowel to be able to roll down like this 3 times. You can see the trowel here. 1, 2, 3 rolls. It's just a little bit short. So I'm replacing it with this one here. So little tip, cut a smart water bottle in half, put your trowel in it before you put it in your poop bag, and then your trowel won't put a hole in your Dyneema poop bag, and you also have something to pee in your tent at night. My favorite glasses on trail are these Oakleys. I don't remember what they're called, but I believe that they're men's glasses. I absolutely love them though. They've got interchangeable arms and they stay on the face really well. My favorite sunglasses while on trail are either my frog skins or my Holbrooms. These ones have the trail lenses in them, so they don't block out a whole lot of light. I think it's like 30% or something of light, which are great for in the darker forests. And my frog skins here, these are all RX by the way, so they're prescription lenses. My frog skins work perfect. And they also reduce glare for fishing. My favorite knife is this CRKT mini neck knife. And this is called the Minimalist. You can see that it's got a picture of the Kraken on it. It's a little bit worn off on this side, but I love this. It's really lightweight and works perfect around my neck. My favorite fanny pack is the Hyperlite Versa. It's made of Dyneema. It's got a nice pocket in the back, and it's got a little clip for your keys on the inside here, and one separate mesh pocket. So it's quite minimalist, but it's also larger than other fanny packs out there. You can also use this on any pack. You can use it here, or you can use it on your waist, on your hip belt, for almost any hip belt, because the hip belt on this pack just tucks in these little holes here, and you can put the hip belt for your pack right through here. So I find this to be the most versatile. I'm not so keen on the white. I used to have a black one and I lost it. The white definitely gets grimier quicker. So if you don't mind it looking a little grimy, the white's for you. Otherwise, get the black. Let's talk about the big topic, clothing. This is my favorite jacket for when it's a little bit colder. This is an Arc'teryx Nuclei FL. This is a synthetic jacket. I cannot believe how light this is for the weight. This would be very similar to like the Enlightened Equipment Torrid jacket, probably a little bit heavier than that jacket because the material is probably more durable. I have heard those Torrid jackets are quite delicate. That and their price is the only reason I haven't purchased one yet. My favorite down puffy jacket is still my tried and true OR down jacket. This is a hoodie and this is a pullover, so it doesn't have a huge zipper all the way down the jacket where you can lose warmth and where you gain a lot of weight. So it's just got the half zip. Love this thing, and I've had it for probably 4 or 5 years now. If you like a down insulated skirt, this is my absolute favorite down insulated skirt. This is an SK hoop skirt. This is their original skirt. This is the mid-length one. I've also got the full length one. Depends on how cold it's gonna be. And these have the zips that go all the way up the side. So there's no restriction to movement at all. And these are quite warm. My favorite rain jacket, this is the Arc'teryx Norvan shell. This is the older one that's actually the exact same as the Gore jacket by Gore-Tex. I believe Gore-Tex made these for Arc'teryx for a couple of years. Arc'teryx doesn't sell them anymore, but Gore does. It's incredibly light, very waterproof, and they don't wet through. That's my favorite super light jacket, and this is my favorite lightweight jacket. This is the Alpha SL Anorak by Arc'teryx, and you see it's also a pullover, so it just has the half zip. It does not have pit zips, but it's actually quite breathable. It's Gore-Tex. It's one of the most breathable Gore-Tex jackets that I have ever worn, and definitely light enough to always have in your backpack. My favorite lightweight rain pants are these Raid Light rain pants. The bottoms are big enough that you can put them on over your shoes, and they have a pull here to make them tight around your ankle, and I just slip these over my ankle another time like this. These feel like nothing, but they're actually a lot more durable than you would think. They've got a nice elastic waist. They've got a pull here to tighten the waist, and they're incredibly light. They weigh basically nothing. My favorite ear warmer is this one from Lululemon. It's their running ear band. This is perfect if you just want something to keep the wind out of your ears. My favorite gear bag for compartmentalizing your gear inside your backpack are these Hyperlite pods. These fit perfectly inside the Hyperlite backpack. A lot of my favorite backpacks are the Hyperlite pack. They've got small ones or the larger ones depending on what pack you have. And I usually have 3 of these in my backpack to separate my gear. They have waterproof zips, they're Dyneema, and they weigh almost nothing. My favorite mid-layer is my Senshi hoodie. I think this thing is only 3.5 ounces. It's incredibly breathable, and you wouldn't believe how warm these are, even though they're almost see-through. And runner-up is my Mountain Hardwear Air Mesh hoodie. This is almost as light as the Senshi hoodie. It's a little bit more durable because it's woven a little bit tighter, so it doesn't catch on trees and branches as easily as the Senshi does. My favorite hiking shorts are the Arc'teryx men's Norvan short. I can't seem to find hiking shorts for women that are longer than 6 inches. I believe these are 9 inches, and they're the perfect length for me. I don't like to hike in really short shorts. And they also have pockets, and women's shorts seem to be lacking in pockets. These are really light and they dry really fast. My favorite warm toque is my Arc'teryx Word toque. I think it's just synthetic, nice and big, and doesn't squeeze my head and doesn't squeeze my ears with my headphones on. My absolute favorite sun hoodie is the OR Outdoor Research Echo hoodie. I found that this is the most breathable sun hoodie that I've ever had. I've tried a whole bunch of them. Arc'teryx Mountain Hardwear Town shirt, and I still love this one the most. My favorite base layers are my Icebreaker base layer. I think this is a 150 weight. My favorite base layer long johns are my Coast Mountain long johns. I don't think Coast Mountain's even a company anymore. I think it's now Atmosphere. So you probably can't get these anymore, but they work well for me and they're super lightweight and I've had them for years. No point in changing something that works well. My absolute favorite hiking hat is this trucker hat from Arc'teryx. It's got a mesh back, so it keeps me cool. It keeps the sun off my face, and it's also fun colors. My favorite lightweight gloves are these, I believe they're Icebreaker merino gloves. If I'm going to be doing any rope work or I'm going to be riding my bike, doing bike packing, I really like these Arc'teryx Gore-Tex Infinium gloves. They're very thin, but they keep the wind and the rain out. So these are my favorite windproof gloves. My favorite gaiters are kind of a toss-up. I really like both of these. These are the Dirty Girl gaiters. I like them because you can get them in a whole bunch of different colors. They're great as long as you have a shoe like the Ultra that already has the Velcro on the bottom. They're a bit of a pain in the butt if you have to use their Velcro strips and attach them to your shoe. My very favorite pair, which are also a little bit more waterproof, are these Ultra running gaiters. They're just super light and work perfectly with the Ultra shoes, the Ultra Lone Peaks, etc. My favorite sandals for around camp and for hiking in are the Eddie Bauer No Flop Flips. They are almost as light as my Zero sandals and they are twice as comfortable. This is my favorite electronics bag. This is the Dual Pocket Bag by Hilltop Pack. These are Dyneema and we got our logos put on them. I use these to hold my extra batteries, my camera, and my favorite mics. These are the Rode Wireless Go 2 mics and they give really good sound. And they help my videos have better sound and they have really good range. I have two favorite cameras. One of them is my handheld camera, which is my phone, which you're seeing this being recorded on right now, which is my iPhone 16 Pro Max. And it's got that new handy dandy side button that allows me to get my camera turned on really fast. So that was probably the best upgrade to an iPhone yet. And it's also got some really great upgraded mics in it too, so I don't have to connect my Rode mic all the time. This is my favorite camera, my Insta360 1X4. And the reason that I use a 360 camera is because I am not that great at taking camera footage. My husband is a lot better at that than I am. So this way I just have to put it on a stick, hold it up, and it gets footage of everything. And I can point it wherever I want to later in production when I'm sitting in front of my computer. So I always get incredible shots no matter what. And it's super simple. Just turn it on and hold it up. And if it's not going to be simple, I'm not going to use it. So to me, this is the simplest possible camera that I can buy. My favorite selfie stick is this really big long one. It goes incredibly long. And this thing is made of carbon fiber and it's so long you can't even see it on that camera anymore, the end of it. But I can get some great shots with this and it's invisible. So it looks like I've got a drone hovering over me. I am way too impatient to sit there and set up a drone and use it. Especially if I'm hiking with my friends, I don't want to annoy them by taking a lot of time to set up a drone. So this thing works great. My favorite camera clip is this one. This is an Insta360 camera clip that works for my Insta360 1X2, which I actually don't have anymore. And that used to be my favorite camera, but I upgraded to the Insta360 1X4 this year so that my 360 footage is very close to 4K because it's an 8K camera. This is my favorite mini wallet. I think it's made of EcoPack, and I will have to put the name of the store down below. This is my favorite camera stabilizer. This is the Insta360 Low, and I use this with my iPhone, and it works really well. It has this little piece that goes on your phone, which connects here, and this does really great image stabilization, and it also turns into a tripod. This pulls out and there's little tripod legs on this, which really helps when I want to do walk-by shots when I'm by myself. My favorite battery for charging out in the field is still the Nitecore NB 10,000 milliamp. I take one of these on shorter trips and 2 of them on longer trips, and they're so light and very reliable so far. My favorite communication device is the Garmin InReach Mini. I've still got the basic Mini. I don't have the Mini 2 because why replace it when it works so well? Yes, you can send photos with the new InReach communicators, but I don't need to send photos. As long as my people know I'm safe, I can show them the photos when I get home. My favorite headphones for when I'm trying to listen to a podcast at night are the Happy Plugs headphones. These are Bluetooth and they have really great sound. My favorite headphones while I'm hiking are my Shocks Open Run Pro, and the reason is because they are bone conduction headphones, so they don't actually go over your ears. They're super comfortable, super lightweight. I can wear them for hours and hours, not like other headphones that really bother my ears. I have really tiny ears and I can hear everything around me. I can hear animals, I can hear other people. I can hear a mountain biker wanting to pass me. If I'm on my bike, I can hear vehicles. I can still hear conversations, so I can have full conversations with my family and my kids. And I think that's it. Hopefully I didn't miss anything. You guys can remind me below if I missed something. Let me know in the comments what your absolute favorite piece of gear is that you would never trade out for anything in the world. And we'll see you in the next one.